Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint all have an accessibility checker built in. This accessibility checker is able to flag some of the more common accessibility issues you are likely to find in the documents you create, as well as give you information on how to resolve the problems. It is not able to check for all accessibility issues, but it's a great starting point. I'm going to demonstrate this in Microsoft Word, but it's similar in Excel and PowerPoint. I'll show this first in Office 2016 and then in Office 365. For those of you who use Office 2013 to 2016, open up a Microsoft Word document. The first thing to do is look at the file name up in the banner at the very top of the page, above the toolbar, and see if it says Compatibility Mode. The checker only works on items created with Office 2013 or newer, so if the document does say Compatibility Mode, this means it was originally created with an older version of Word, and you will need to convert it before you can run the checker. To convert it, click on the File tab. Then, click on the box that says Convert. You will get a warning that your file will be upgraded to the latest file format. Click OK. You'll end up back in your document. That step only needs to be done on older documents. The rest of the steps will be the same for everyone using Office 2013 to 2016. To open the Accessibility Checker, click on the File tab again. Click on the large white square that says Check for Issues. You will see several options appear. Click on Check Accessibility. And for those of you using Office 365, the online version of Office, you'll find the Accessibility Checker up in the ribbon under Review. Click on Check Accessibility. You may notice that it looks slightly different from the desktop version, but the functionality is the same. One difference to note, though, is that the online version of Office gets updates published out whenever Microsoft feels that they're ready to go, rather than pushing out several updates in a single package. Because of this, you are likely to find updates to Office 365 crop up without any alert. Once you click on Check Accessibility, there will be an accessibility checker pane that opens on the right side of the screen. Most of the pane is a white box that says Inspection Results. There can be items from several categories in this box. You may see errors, warnings, or tips. Errors are the most serious because they indicate that the content is inaccessible to people with visual disabilities. If someone is using a screen reader, they will not be able to access the content at all. Warnings indicate that the content is difficult to read by someone with visual disabilities. So, someone using a screen reader might be able to access the content, but it's not structured correctly for them to be able to read it easily. Tips are about creating a better experience for someone using a screen reader. While everything in the inspection results box should be addressed, it is critical that errors and warnings be fixed. For each item in the inspection results box, you can click on the item listed and you will be taken to the spot in the document where the item is. You will also see information on how to correct the issue below the inspection results box, under Additional Information. If you can't see any text under Additional Information, click on the arrow next to it so that this moves up and is more visible. As you correct each item, it will disappear from the list in the inspection results box. The accessibility checker gets you started on reviewing your document. It checks for alt text on any non-text content, such as an image, shape, chart, tables, or smart art. It checks for repeated blank characters, tabs, and returns. If you have employed headings, it checks to be sure that they have been used in the appropriate order. However, it does not tell you if you did not use headings. It checks for meaningful text used for hyperlinks, as long as the hyperlink appears as a link and not as plain text. And it checks for several things in tables. It checks for header rows. It checks for split and merged cells. It checks for nested tables. And it checks to be sure that you have content in all cells. There are additional things that need to be checked manually because the accessibility checker won't check for them. Please see the Academic Innovations and e-learning site for more information, or to contact an instructional designer for assistance.